What is going on, guys? The Monday. Listen, I'm not even going to front. I've had to run in here. I literally flew out of the country and just got back today. And of course, when I landed, they lost my luggage. And of course, on my way in, there was a huge accident. But nonetheless, I got Mike Green coming on with Donald Gaines. And man, love seeing you guys popping up in here. Miss Beth B, good evening. We got, I'm crazy early though. I thought it started at eight. And yes, it's supposed to start at 8. Here's the problem. I was on the East Coast when I actually put it in and it got the East Coast time. So it said 7. So in order to compensate, I put 9, and maybe some of y'all are getting, 9 o'clock. It's just one of them things. Tradesman Exotics waiting on this one. Sup, people? What is up, man? I'm early too. Forgot Texas was only 2 hours ahead. Love it. Sally Adams live from South Alabama. It's Manic Monday. I love it. I was looking for a name for it. Manic Monday. Did I miss it? Oh, no missing. Shay Tree. Oh, I can't wait to talk to you. This is the only part of the Monday that's best. All my best bully family. Number love in Saratha. Just got home from work. Listen, I hope this works out for most of you. I've had quite a few of you write to me and tell me that the timing of it on Sunday either conflicted with church or, just didn't work out for you guys. So I said, you know what, man, let's go ahead and change gears. If you notice, I don't have the green screen in the back. I'm full blown in my room. I know some of you are going to be asking me, what's this little orange machine you got over here and this one there? And what's this you got back over here? Well, y'all already know that's Nuvet and New Joint Plus. Michael Higginson, what's up, Raul? What's up, Bully fam? Mike Green, Michael Gaines in the house. Yeah, man. We're about to sit down and have a good talk, man. We're going to have a good talk. I want to get down to the nitty gritty, man. I want them to share with us, part of their secret to their success. But more importantly, I need them to share with us their history, right? Asiatic Soldier, there he is. You got it, man. Hello, Coach Karen. You got it. I got Mike. He's working right now on coming in through the link. So let's just give him a minute here. What's up, fam? Can't wait to see Gaines on the live. Martin Hernandez, you got it, man. D. Taylor, what's going on? Hey, everyone. Jade Isaacs, no more Sunday Bully Live. No, I've decided we're going to shift it to Monday. If you guys recall when we started these lives, I'm talking about back 3.5 years ago, we started out on Mondays. In fact, we were running Mondays for a very, very, very long time. And then I decided to go ahead and shift gears and move it to Sunday and whatnot. There he is. Mike, I see you, man. Let me know when you're ready. Get ready. Yeah. Okay. Let's give him a minute. Salute Raul in the chat. Ghost Dog Kennels. Now, listen, I know a lot of y'all. Okay. You guys know I breed XLs. You also know Gaines Bullies, Donald Gaines and Mike Green. All right. They breed pockets. In fact, we made a video about a year ago where I visited the yard. Best pockets in the world, man. No lie. I mean, these guys are cranking out grand champion after grand champion. And I think it's important that we get down to the nitty gritty of it. Find out what it is, how it started out, how they got it going. What were the hurdles they had to overcome? These are hurdles that all breeders have to go through. Unfortunately, there are some breeders, that are not even part of the community. They're huge. They're so big that there's a complete disconnect with the community. And all they are is just marketing. All you see is beautiful sunlight, beautiful dogs, beautiful stands, little tricks on the stands, whether it's on a slope, whether it's on a hill, whether they're hiding the feet, putting them on the log, that sort of thing. And I feel personally, you don't learn much from a breeder like that. In fact, a breeder like that doesn't want to teach you. All right. Breeder like that doesn't want to share with you anything. Right. But I can tell you, I've known Donald Gaines and Mike Green now, I want to say for about 2 years. Despite the amount of success these two people have had, I couldn't find two more humbler. I don't even know if humbler is a correct word, but you couldn't find two people that are more humble than these two. I mean, literally and figuratively. We got Gary J. I hope you enjoyed your trip. Albuquerque here. I did, man. Number love. Jose Hernandez. Saludos desde Arizona. Adam Fields. Good evening, Bully fam. $1 million. You got missing in action. Yeah, man. Yeah. We had to go do a little something. Christopher Holiday, yes, I'm so glad you moved it to Monday. Now I can answer all the questions. There you go, Chris. Alan Frazier, what going on, Bully fam? All right, man. Dupree Anders, yo, everybody checking in today. Kahiki, Sakata, what up, brother? What's going on, Raul? Loving the new background. Hey, man, we're changing it up a little bit, man. Let's talk about it. We're definitely going to talk about Terrence. We're definitely going to talk about it because one thing I want you guys to bring up in the middle of our conversations, we're going to be answering questions. One thing that I don't want to forget and bringing up, and I would hope you guys could remind me, is I noticed that Gaines Bullies, not to take anything away from their males, but their females, they kind of put a lot of emphasis on their females, kind of like how I do. So I want you guys to keep your eyes on that. And if I miss it or haven't brought it up when we're, speaking or whatnot, please bring it up. Coach Karen, my schedule went left field, so now I'm working Sundays again. Okay, so I'm hoping that you're off on Monday, Coach. I'm hoping it's working out for you. Alan Frazier, before you get started, can you tell me what it means if ABKC closes the stud books? Yes. What it means is that the dogs that have already been registered, you can only have descendants from the dogs that are registered up to the point that the books are closed. Meaning, you can no longer just bring a dog from the outside, do a single registration, and that's it. It's not an American Bully, and it's part of it. It doesn't work that way at that point. Christopher, Gaines Bullies, I love those guys, man. Who doesn't, man? Who doesn't? The work they're putting in, the attention to detail. Come on, man. JD Santiago, what's going on, Raul? Awesome guest today. Oh, never mind. You meant guest. I got you. Teray Thompson, what's good, Bully fam? You got it. Real quick, man, shout out to my dude in the back, Hollywood. I'm bringing you up, man. Say what's up to the peeps.
What up?
There you go. That was fast. I'm just kidding, man. Bringing you back. Hey, we're giving him Gaines. Hey. Gaines is getting ready right now. Gaines just did 50 push-ups. Donald did 50 push-ups, and Mike Green, he's struggling right now. He's at about 20.
Yeah, I see
got
him
another
back
30
there.
more to go. But we're bringing him on here in a second, man. For those of you that don't know who Gaines Bullies is by this point, they breed pocket American Bullies. Now, American Bullies come in categories, right? You have, at least recognized by the ABKC, you have pocket, followed by classic/standard, right? And American Bully XL. What differentiates these classes is the height up to the withers that differentiates the classes, right? But we're about to get into that here in a second. I'm just giving them time to be prepared and get ready, because once we get started, this thing's going to be popping. We got Richmond, Virginia in the house. What's going on, ATS? V's Bullies, good morning. Good evening, Bully fam. Let's get this knowledge and smash that like and share. Give us some love, man. If I'm starting to see right now, I see 79 people up in here. We got one like. If we continue down this path, this is going to be a very short live. Gaines, give me a thumbs up when you're ready, Gaines. And Mike Green. All right. Absolutely love the new background. Adam Field, number love, man. Street Rossi, what's good, man? I'm one of your new subscribers. Just thought I would introduce myself. Thank you, Street. Number love, man. Appreciate you. Chaos. Hey, Raul and fam, we're able to touch base on base, narrow, lower canines, and puppies. Will they grow outward once they lose their puppy teeth? Huh? Touch base on base, narrow, lower canines. Okay, you're talking about the narrow, lower. It depends, man. Do one of the parents have a wider muzzle than, say, the other parent? And if they do they have a higher koi than the other parent? Let's get into that just a little later on. I'm going to speed up just a little bit so I can get Mike and Donald Gaines and Mike Green up in here. Kahiki, Monday lives are better for me. All right. So do me a favor. Yeah. We used to do it back on Mondays. Do me a favor. If you prefer Monday over Sunday, type Monday. If you prefer Sunday over Monday, type Sunday. Give me some love. Let me know what state and what city you're from. Listen, guys, I've been out here talking like a talking head, right? We got Christina Higginson. Miss, I know this is Michael Higginson's boss. That's who it is. Miss Christina Higginson, appreciate you. Thank you for becoming a new member. Can we hit it?
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
And you know we're now going to be on every Monday, 8 p.m. Listen up, guys. Without further ado, let's bring it on. We got Mr. Mike. I keep going to Mike first, man, but it ain't Mike. It's Donald Gaines first, and then Mike Green. Or Mike Green, and then Donald Gaines, man. This is Gaines Bullies. What is up, guys?
Oh, man.
Hey, what's happening?
Good.
Hey, sorry, man. I was cutting it close. I know I threw the link at you guys last second, man. Appreciate you guys for working with me. Listen, we're going to do things a little bit more different. Rather than sitting here and just answering questions, I feel that the public needs to know your history, because it is within that history and the struggles within it that they're going to be able to understand where you guys have come from, where you at right now, and where it is that you guys plan on going. All right.
Okay.
So without further, look, we got a bunch of people happy that is on Monday. Look, we just switched this up to Mondays. Look, we got people Monday in Mississippi. We got Monday Hawaii. Nothing but love. Listen, guys. Straight up, man. Let's get into it real quick. What was the year and time frame that Gaines Bully started? Who started it? And not just that, more importantly, what was the motivation behind it?
Man, I Mike started things out the other night, but man, as I was thinking about when they asked him that question, he told it beautifully. But I tell you, if I want to know when Gaines Bully started, all I have to do is ask Mike, how old is Bella? And Bella is Bad Betty. Bad Betty. I say, how old is Bad Betty? And that's the day she was born, and that's when Gaines Bully started. But Mike loved her so much, man. He took her everywhere. I mean, he had a service animal tag on her, man. He was taking her through Walmart, through the
all right, Donald, but you throwing it out all over the place. Let me bring it back way back.
Okay.
What was the first day that the name Gaines Bullies was established throughout social media?
Man, it was there, but it's kind of like, man, I was trying to run like a 2-table restaurant. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And the day that Mike Green wanted his second bully, we took a road trip. We went to Lubbock. We was looking at a great kennel named Spectrum Bullies, and Mike was trying to buy a bully, and I said, hey man, I think we got what we need already, but that guy asked Mike a question about photography, and I didn't even know this at the time. Mike breaks out all this camera equipment and, man, explained it like who invented the damn camera, you know, and he knew all this stuff. And Mike said, man, I'm living in an apartment right now. I'd like to get another dog. I don't think there's any way to do this without being partners.
So let me resume the starting point. So, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Donald, right? You started Gaines Bully, and then at some point, maybe 6 months or a year or two down the line, Mr. Mike Green comes into the picture. Am I putting it together right?
Man, Raul, he said we should be partners. And we've been enjoying a lifelong hug ever since. Is how it started.
You know what's amazing about that? By the way, I know these two guys, and you know I could go drinking with these two guys because that's how much I appreciate them and care about them. Listen, you just brought something up Mike Green said, hey, we should be partners, right? Now, we know in the bully community, right, partnership isn't always the easiest thing to deal with, right? Normally, you'll see people come together, and then like anything else in life, that chapter ends a lot of times, unfortunately, in the social media times that we're living in, and they break apart and they go their separate ways. But very rarely have we seen two people come together and just create this synergy where, I mean, let's be real. You guys are kicking some serious ass. I mean, straight up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, right? And what would you attribute to it? Do you think, because I consider myself an older guy, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I don't feel insulted by it. In fact, I feel like I won the game because of it, right? Do you guys attribute it maybe that you're a little bit older, maybe a little bit more mature, and when you guys come to an agreement on something, you guys follow through at all costs? I mean, talk to me about that.
No, that's it. That's absolutely correct what you just said. I mean, with two men here, and the thing about Donald, I mean, we said when we sit down, we partnered up. We have to have 2 yes to agree. So I have to say yes, he have to say yes, right? If there's any no in there, it's a disagreement. We don't even talk about it no more. I'm not trying to convince him, to say yes, and he's not trying to convince me. So it's just two men sitting down and come to agreement. You know what I mean? But the good thing about it, we've been on one accord. He's been my mentor and teaching me. You know what I mean? Because when I came in Gaines Bullies, he got his first bully in 2017. His name is Donald Gaines, and it's Gaines Bullies, right?
Okay.
And then when I got the Bad Betty, like it was about when you did his first breeding.
It took 2 years later.
2 years later,
yeah,
we just was joined at the hip after that. We just agreed on every. It's rare that we have a disagreement, and when we do, it's 2 yeses or it's a no.
Yeah,
you know what marvels me about your explanation, and I hope a lot of people are taking notes, man, because I feel that the majority of the disagreements in social media and why things come down a lot of times, it's usually attributed to ego, right? You just said, this is my mentor. Like, this is, it is so difficult for people in this community to tip their hat to somebody else and give them what is due to them the way you just did, man. And I appreciate you for doing that because you're showing the community. I mean, you guys are at the very top, man, and you're showing the community how it is that is being done and how you're making it work. And I think a lot of the younger breeders, younger than us, all three of us talking here, need to hear that and need to understand that if you're able to put your egos aside and you're able to work together, and like you said, and I think you couldn't have said it any better. If either one of you disagree on something, that's it. It's dropped. You don't even talk about it. Go ahead.
That go along for everything. Like when he found out I was into photography, videography, I was like, hey, Donald, hey, man, I got these pictures to do over here. You want to come to the park, man, and stack the dogs for me while I get these pictures? And he stopped what he's doing and go over there and stack a puppy, stack a dog while I did the pictures. So it go along for everything.
Yeah, and Raul, he tried to teach me.
Yeah, we dropped you out there for a second. No, I can't hear you guys. I'm sorry. I can't hear you for a reason. I'm gonna drop you out for a second. Do me a favor, Gaines, while you're at it. If you could zoom in or bring the camera just a little bit closer to you guys, if you don't mind. I can't hear you. I cannot hear you. You're gonna have to get out. Yeah, I can't hear you. Man, that's horrible. But they're gonna be right back. I just love the synergy between the two and how, Mike, this is my mentor. I can't wait for them to start breaking down how Donald got Mike to start stacking dogs and whatnot, man, because these two guys, I don't know if you've seen it on social media. Just the other day, Donald Gaines had a stacking board and he said, we're going to work, snapped his fingers, and the girl just jumps on there. Like he didn't even have to touch anything. They're back. Let me bring them up. Go ahead, say something.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
right.
We had a little minor technical difficulty. So go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry I keep interrupting you. Go ahead, man.
You're good. Somebody had called the phone, man, and we're telling them, hey, we're on the live. So the sound cut off when they called.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we you know, you hear that get in where you fit in statement, and you know, immediately it was me and Mike joining up with Gaines Bullies. And when I saw his photography, I was like, man, I want to join in with you. And you're a showman. You're everything.
Wow.
Yeah, and man, it all kind of flip flopped right there. And,
So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight, Donald. So here you are. You're the breeder and the mentor. Yet he becomes your mentor basically when it comes to photography and not to the breeding side. And you're the one that's wanting to make this thing work.
exactly. I mean, I think both of us was wanting to make it work because the first time we hit the road doing the show, it was like, shit, man, it was just like feathers all over, just tickling you. You know, I mean, it was fun, and man, and then we both were really interested in training and showing dogs. But when I saw the showmanship he had, you know, I try to keep dogs ready. I keep them in shape. I got a Frenchie I show all the time, but you know, I want the face of Gaines Bullies to be Mike Green in the ring showing a dog. And man, I told him, I'd watched him work with dogs. He had never been on anything, never been on your QBN stack off, nothing. And I said, man, you're one of the top handlers in the world, and you don't even know it yet.
Yeah,
And
you saw it. You saw the talent.
I
Saw the talent in him.
I said, man, stop gassing me up, man. He goes, no, I'm serious, man. You picking it up, man, and you take it off, man.
So, Mike, when did you realize that what Donald was telling you was actually true? And not to be arrogant, you know, you don't have to be arrogant, but there comes a time in our life, all of our lives, where we know we have our weaknesses and our strengths. And when you're doing something and you're just blowing out the water and you're like, hey, I may just be pretty good at this. What was that moment for you?
Looking in the ring and looking around at the competition in the champion class, I'm looking at the top handlers in the United States and the world, and I was in the ring with them. So that's when I realized that, man, I made it this far. You know what I mean? Or we start getting the later rounds in there, like get up to best of winners, and I'm in there with the top people. You know what I mean? So that's when I realized, start recognizing the faces, and then, you know, come away with the win sometime. You know what I mean?
So look, like I told you guys, I'm gonna be hitting you up on the history because I feel that in the history, that's where you're able to pick things up. So how long have you guys been working together, would you say, if you had to estimate? How many years have you been working together?
We're going about 4 years.
Yeah.
About 4 years, September.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you the tough questions, right? Because it's just too easy for me to ask the easy questions, right? What would you say has been the largest hurdle for you guys in the last 4 years? Donald, you first, because I did it when I interviewed you over there, and you gave me a different answer than Mike did. I want you to tell me what you think has been the biggest hurdle.
But I'll tell you, Raul, with me personally, there is no hurdle because my love for the dog is it. And no matter what, I can get a dog, look at it, play with it in the backyard. Whatever level I have to do to spend time with these dogs is what I'm going to do and be happy with. So, you know, if something ended what we're doing right now, Mike and I are still going to be lifelong friends. And you know, everything has really come easy because we hadn't put anything fake on.
But have you ever had a situation? I'm sure there's had to be a hurdle, and I don't mean between you and Mike as far as your relationship. I'm talking about, has there been a litter? You had expectations on a particular litter, and it just didn't come through. You were wanting a female, and you were like disappointed. What was your biggest disappointment in the last 4 years?
Go ahead.
He said it right, man. We hadn't had no hurdles. All dogs don't turn out. But you know, where we keep them at pet home and then we get attached to them and love on them, like you know, it's just like the ugly kids you got that you had. You can't.
Yeah, they still yours.
It's still yours. And
That's
you love
right.
it. And it come from, well, Bad Betty is my daughter, right? So
Right, right.
say it come from Bad Betty, and you know, it's like, man, it just didn't quite turn out, but it's a great dog, got a great temperament. It's not the level of the other kids, you know what I mean? But you know, we find great homes, like we interview for a pet home, like we make sure that they're gonna get loved on and not laid in the backyard somewhere or something like that.
Yeah,
Man. So,
see that.
So that's
That reminded me the hurdle that is a big hurdle is, you know, you get so many dogs. I'm kind of landlocked, and I always swear that I'm not going to get more dogs than I can give great individual attention to. The good thing about the success we've had is that we meet so many good people that everybody has not got $7,000 for a dog. So we keep them on the list. We still like them, and you know, they understand that a pet home dog is providing them every bully need that they would ever need, and you know, we've had the luxury now that hurdle has now fixed itself in that, you know, I got like 2 dogs that I don't want to get rid of and won't ever, but the others, if I know,
like me.
if I know if I
You're like
know
me.
they're going to a better home than I can provide for them right now, then it's a win for everybody, you know?
Absolutely. Now let me ask you this,
so
because I know that.
I tell you what, we had a breeding that didn't take, right? It's something that we wanted, but it was nothing. Like, it didn't take. Cool. It wasn't meant to be. You know what I mean? That was the attitude
You know,
towards everything.
You know, I love what you just said, man. It wasn't meant to be. I tell you, there has been instances, particularly last summer, where I had females that took and then consumed. It comes with the territory. If you come into breeding, it comes with the territory. If these two can miss on a breeding, anybody can miss on a breeding, right? Sometimes we get caught up on just the marketing and bells and whistles and the lights and this and that. Oh no, every time they breed, it just bam, it happens. No, don't get lied to. And a lot of times we like to lie to ourselves, honestly. What I do want to ask you, because I know I know everybody's is listening and they're chopping at the bit. And I know you guys deal with pockets, right? I want you to tell me the following. When do you let your puppies go? At what week? But even more importantly, when do you pick your keeper? And more importantly, what are you looking for when you're keeping a keeper?
It's easy, man. I say it's easy. I think by now, you know, after so many litters we didn't had, we kind of recognize the traits that'll help move us forward. You know what I mean? Like looking at a puppy, and it could be from 6 to 12 weeks. If there's puppies that's not separating themselves, we're gonna keep them longer until we see some type of separation. But the puppies we keep, it may not necessarily be the first pick. It might be the third pick, but that's, we believe, gonna help us move us forward.
Let me ask you something. And I know you're not necessarily looking for the biggest, but are you looking for the biggest puppy? How many times have you picked the biggest puppy out of a litter?
What, one time?
Maybe 25% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. We're not looking for the biggest.
And would you say, either one of you, what is your deal breaker when you see a pup and you see something in them that's an automatic disqualification for your program?
You know, we knock on wood, we hadn't had a kink tail, we hadn't had a cleft palate, and there's several litters, you know, and you know, some dogs just not meant to be breeding stock. You know, we've got a mix of so many bloods that are creating what we have, and something jumps out of there, and you know, I've seen one so far that I wouldn't. I think you could call it wait till 4 months before you say that it's not breeding stock. But 16 weeks, you see you see the top line. If the top line is crazy, it's not flattering for the dog. It's not fun to look at. That's probably the biggest deal breaker for me personally.
All right. Let me put it this way. Which one of you two is more of a stickler for the front, and which one of you two is more of a stickler for the rear?
Oh, I think it's both all around. We look at all around.
It's a tie. Right?
Yeah, it's a tie. Yeah, it's all around. We there's so many different points they look at ABKC, and we look for dogs that meet as many of them points as possible.
Yeah,
very good. Very good.
I think where some people would go wrong at times is, the thing that's easiest to look at is like the dog's bite. They look at the bite, and then they look at their dog, and it's got a perfect bite, but it's real snipey. Well, I don't know that you fix that very easy with a dog that has another snipey muzzle. His bite is good, but sometimes the underbite is it's just a flaw. It's not. It's more
not of a bull. Yeah, it's more of a bulldog trait, and sometimes we run into issues because, and it's honest to God truth. I would have to agree with a breeder whose logic would be, if I'm having underbites and I want to fix it, I need more of a pitch side of the blood rather than bulldog, because that's just telling me I got too much bulldog going on.
Right.
I need to kind of water it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Talk to me about the first time you guys champed a dog out. Who was handling? What was going on? Talk to me about that.
So Bad Betty was champed out by what's that? The husband and wife. They're great handlers. They're top handlers. Young couple, probably they're 20 years old.
Brad Page. And Emmy Page.
They finished her off. So Bad Betty went in, and then Amanda, she handled and got Betty a major and probably 30 points she had total that day. And then in that show, because Amanda was handling so many dogs, it was my first time debuting. So I was just standing in as a backup handler, just holding the dogs. But I ended up making it to the front to the judge. It's 8 dogs in there, and Amanda was still in the other ring. So then I had a lady named Lisa. Lisa Strickland said, "Show your dog. Go ahead and show your own dog. You're gonna really enjoy it." And I said, "You know what? Let me go ahead and show her." So I started showing her. We didn't get no ribbons. We didn't place, but
You broke the ice.
I broke the ice. The ice. It being in the ring, but the feeling though, he can tell you about that same show. Donna brought a dog over there named Miss Pearl, and she champed out the first show.
Yeah, that was that Bad Betty was the first one wearing the Gaines Bullies tag that champed. But I had bought from a guy named Dario Gill, OKC Bullies. I'd bought a cute little bully, and Mike got interested in the show, and I had her. All she could do is walk on a leash. I took her there, and that same guy that spread a lot of love and knowledge to us, David Britton, he said, "Man, she's so pretty, man." And we come just to spectate, just to root Mike on. And he said, "Man, hire somebody, $20 a show. You get somebody to show your dog." And I was like, "Well, okay, let me go practice Pearl walking on a leash." That's all. That's where we were.
That's where you were. That's where you were.
And I hired a girl named Kristen O'Donnell. Is a very good seasoned handler. I still love her to this day. And she walked the dog around, and she said, "Man, she is nice." And my only advice to her was, "Man, just don't touch her. Just let her
freestyle.
Just let her stop, and she'll get in that position." And I said, she goes crazy if you try to touch her. And man, she did it. And that very day, she was in the ring with Grand Champion Blue for Best of Breed. I think
Grand Champion Zero
barks.
That was when Blue and Zero were going flip-flopping 1 and 2 dogs.
Yeah.
Right.
So Pearl ended up going against both of them.
Pearl was in the ring with arguably like the 3 best dogs in the world. And
wow.
we came to spectate, and she really only I only walked her on the leash Thursday before the show on Saturday. And I was like, "Man, you're gonna be a spectator, Pearl. You gotta mind your manners." So that was it. But she's beautiful. And if you say there's a hurdle, it's not a hurdle, Raul. It's a we've tried to breed Pearl like 4 times, and to me, she's still one of the most beautiful pocket bullies ever.
Yeah.
And she hadn't taken, and man, it's just not meant to be, and we're happy about it.
Right.
But Pearl is one of the dogs that she'll. I don't know which one of us will die first, but we'll be together.
So is Pearl is okay? So Pearl's not Bad Betty's mom.
No.
He's not. Okay, we have a question here from Jose Hernandez. He's asking, what bloods do you guys prefer to work with?
So we have different phases of it. So with Bad Betty and the females we started with, we're bringing them bloods in from ground zero. So think of us at ground zero right now. And as we up the tier, we want to start breeding. I mean, the ultimate goal for us would be sitting in the backyard, smoking a cigar, looking at a male over here, looking at a female over here, and like, hey man, let's breed them together and see what happens. So
exactly.
so the bloods we like Waffle House, we like Rocco, we like Lucky, we got some Chaos.
Yeah, we got the edge dogs.
We got the edge dogs.
That's kind of where we started, and it created a base. And now we just learned that we could put a real bully dog with this long-standing edge stuff, especially the Blue Force dog. That's what we started with, and then he'll fix them the right way without totally blowing the structure.
Right.
Let me ask you guys a question from Coach Karen, saying, Gaines, if you had the magic wand, what would the first thing you would change? What would be the first thing you would change? The networking, the facilities, access to better breeding opportunities, for example. If you had a magic wand, what would be the number one thing you would change?
Good, Mike. Man, that's a good question, Coach.
That's a good.
Hey,
Coach, continue to wall, man.
I think the number one thing I would change is having that Pearl. I'll wave that magic wand over Pearl, because we started off, getting the 2 males to, like Waffle House breeding, like a male to both, 1 male to both the females, because Betty and Pearl, they look like mom and daughter or sisters. They look
they look very similar.
They're so similar. So, and the phenotypes and everything with total different genomes, but we will be able to tie them 2 girls together, because I think both of them girls are really nice. So that'd be one thing. I wave a wand, running out of space right now. You know what I mean? We got a litter right now. I like to keep 4 of them off of that litter. Off the last litter we just had. But more space, I would say.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Everybody knows, like, people that follow me, they know I run the dynamic kennel. And all that means is I have a set number, whatever that number may be. I'm not sharing it, right? But for every puppy I keep, an adult has to leave, right? And that's how I run my camp. That doesn't mean, you may not run it that way, and you guys are doing great. My question to you guys is, how do you run your camp? Is it dynamic in that same sense, where when you keep one, right, and you're going to keep it maybe for 6 months to a year, but the idea is to bump something off you already have in your program, or are you just looking to keep and just keep getting bigger? What's your style of managing your kennel?
That's hard, and that's why I follow. Like I said, Don's my mentor, and he has rehomed adult dogs. I hadn't got that far yet. Betty's my first dog, and like I can't ever part with her. Betty had a son named Grand Champion Bass Reeves. He can't go nowhere, and now we got like I'm at 4 dogs, and right now I can't. Now we had a couple pupbacks that came back that had plenty of potential to. They got bumped out. The pupbacks got bumped out. I had Prosper P. He was a pupback, real good dog, and then we had another one that went to Louisiana. He was a Grand Champion Thor. That's another Bad Betty's son. I had his son, and then he got bumped out.
So basically, what you're telling me, Mike, is you're a hoarder. That's cool, right?
I'm too attached. I look at them like kids, and you're right. I am a hoarder. I can't be a breeder right now.
And, Raul, I don't think it's necessarily the oldest one you need to get rid of. I think a dog could be 3 or 4 years old. I got Charlotte is champion in several registries,
Right.
And really, in my heart, I know that she would be happy with nearly anybody I found. Probably more happy than she is living amongst 8 dogs.
Right.
I think
she gets more of that one-on-one. She gets more of that one-on-one attention. Some dogs are like that. I got to tell you, I got to agree with you on that.
Yes. So she's great mom, great mama. I think she's got pups that's better than her physique, better, and she's done it all. I probably wouldn't breed her again. She's had 2 litters and she's 3.5 years old.
Right.
I'd probably find her a home if it was better than there's some people I would gladly let her go to.
We have a question here, guys, and basically Michael Higginson is saying, obviously, when you look at puppies, you're looking at breed type and structure and all that. But is there a certain temperament that you look for that seems to do better in the ring? What do you guys think about that?
The temperament. So this is not my department. I do video and photography.
Okay.
So Donald, when we get a litter, Donald spend most of the time with him. Like I said, he do stress tests and just try to identify them type pups. But he knows all the temperament. Like when I come over here, like, hey, this one temperament is like this. This one's showing this. You know what I mean? So he could tell you about how he pick them off of temperament.
All right. Talk to us, Master Donald.
Man, this last litter we bred Bad Betty to a foking dog named Juggernaut. It made such different dogs than we'd been used to looking at. I mean, they are hard. They were all muscular. It was just everything I had done was, man, they were just different. But I saw one pup, and I've told Mike this, man, we had 8 puppies? 8 puppies. I picked one that I would grade her physically like 5th pick in the litter, but she acted so much like Betty that I know we want to create dogs that have Betty's temperament. I mean, she'd go all day. She wouldn't fight to save her life. She's just the dog for us. So I told Mike, I said, man, it is not going to hurt for us to have a dog that we kept based just on temperament. And now she's turned into a beautiful dog.
Yeah,
and we didn't know that blood, and it's a little slower developing, but man, it's sure beautiful to look at. I mean, anything off Conwin's yard is producing really, really good pups.
Hold on a second. I got Hollywood. You calling me up? Hollywood?
Great temperaments.
Okay. Well, real quick, let me just bring this up, man. We have a question by Marley, and they're asking, if you don't mind me asking, how much do your pups go for? How much do your pups go for?
They're different. And it depends if it's going on a show home or if we pet homing or we co-own.
Give us a roundabout number. Throw a number out there.
They can go from
4 to 5.
Yeah, 4 to 5.
That's fair.
They could be. I mean, they could be free. You know what I mean? It just depends on if it's a friend or people that we know is in the show ring.
Yeah.
We may give them a dog. You know what I mean?
We've been offered big numbers for nearly grown dogs, and we've not taken.
We ain't taking it.
They asking for the dog. We wouldn't take any price for.
Got offered several times for Bass like 30,000.
Yeah,
and we're not selling him. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not budging on that. I don't see Bass Reeves or Bad Betty going anywhere, guys. I mean, I can tell already you guys got that connection. Like me and Fireball, my boy Fireball, he ain't going nowhere. Ain't gonna happen. No. I guarantee it. Mama Aruba, she ain't going nowhere. She gonna be here forever.
Hey, you asked me about the champion. You asked us about the champion, that feeling of champing the first dog. So
yes,
when Betty champed, she champed a weekend prior to the first QBN stack off.
Remember that when y'all? I remember when y'all came on.
Yeah. So nobody knew she was a champion, but she was a pocket. And I'm sitting down. I always watch your show. You had crazy content. I was, just looking at how to feed dogs and, health and care. And but I seen you had a live stack off, and I was like, "Is this live?" So I'm watching it, and I told my wife, I said, "I think this is live." And I called Donald. I said, "Hey man, I'm gonna get on the stack off with the XLs. You know what I mean? Just a stacker." But she had already champed out. I hadn't handled her. I had that first opportunity to handle her. So, but she plays. She's on a stack box so much that it's a game to her. So she'll just jump on it and want me to pet her on the stack box. But anyway.
Bro, I just seen it the other day, man. That was such a thing of beauty. You just walk in front of the camera, snap your fingers, boop, she pops up on there. Like,
yeah.
You know what? I just made a goat ramp, and I made it a goal to myself. Listen, guys, you guys know how many dogs I got back here. Not too many people do, but I do, and you do. And I don't have much time. But when I saw what you did, I said no. He just raised the bar for every breeder out here, man. Yeah. If your dog can't do what that dog just did, then what are you about? And so I'm making it a goal to myself. I don't know who, but one of these dogs is going to be doing that the best they can. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, because that's what a breeding community needs to do. Challenge each other in a good way, in a positive way, man. You're not looking down on nobody because you did that. You're just simply raising the bar. Let's come get it. Yeah. We should call it the Gaines Bully Challenge. That's what it should be called. Oh, you're the first one that did it.
Hey, that's a good one.
That is.
So we had an 8-week pups, and we get them to get on the stack box by themselves at 8 weeks and stack themselves, right?
Right.
And Donald like, hey man, I'm gonna do Jazz like that. It took about 2 weeks and he had her walking on the stack box. So I mean that's what the standard is, man. Yeah. They need to because what it does is that stack box, it's an obstacle in front of them and just build confidence. So you asking about temperaments, really you gotta socialize your dog. You can have a great dog. They go Bass Reeves.
Yeah, they Bass.
Talk to me about this boy. This is your boy Bass Reeves.
I think he was 9 months in that picture right there. Yeah, he's probably about 9-10 months right there.
You took that picture yourself?
I did. Yep.
Wow, man, I love the lighting on there, bro. Yeah. All the contours, everything just pop right at it. For those of you that are watching, you need to start learning. All right, because what you're getting from this Gaines Bully interview is not just the breeder side, which you're getting from Master Donald, right? You're getting the photography side from Mike Green. See, these two things are coming together. So right. When you're trying to compete, and you got that little blurry phone camera trying to take a picture, this is why you're having issues selling pups. You're getting blown out of the water. And all he's doing is raising his game. He's raising his game. He's raising the bar for the entire community. And so you're going to have to step up, man. Talk to me about Bass Reeves, man. What are his strengths? Go ahead.
Bass Reeves. So Bass Reeves is the first. So Bad Betty won best grand champion female at nationals.
Okay.
There's there was a correction I had to do with Betty. Betty got 1 feet that.
Wait a minute, I'm trying to find her. Is this Bad Betty?
That's Bad Betty. No, that's Pearl. That's Pearl. Right,
oh, that's Pearl. That's Pearl. Yeah. That's the one that you had issues taking, correct?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They look alike.
Is this Bad Betty?
That's Burley. That's Bad Betty's brother.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Okay, we're looking for Bad Betty. He is going to be brought up here in a second. It's going to be brought up here in a second. Who's this Charlotte. You got over here?
That's Queen Charlotte.
Queen Charlotte, man. Yep. I love the naming sequence as well. I feel that that's another very powerful marketing move on behalf of breeders is how you name your dogs, man. Yeah. You come out here and you name your dog Fido, what you're telling the world, he's just another dog.
Hey,
you come out here,
You know how she got her name?
Man, that's a funny one there.
Go ahead. Let us know.
Man, I was ever looking for names for her, and I looked, and I was like, man, I like Queen, and I started looking, and that Queen Charlotte come, and I called Mike, I said, man, I found this Queen Charlotte on the internet. I said, man, she was half black and half white.
You should have named her Donald Mike. It would have just fit right on, man. Oh man, good
She
deal.
got her name. Look it up, man. Queen Charlotte.
Queen Charlotte. Yep.
Queen Charlotte. Who's this you got over here?
So that's Prosper P. He lost his spot.
Yeah.
Prosper P lost his spot.
Oh,
Yeah. But hey, that boy is looking incredible. Short back. He's probably about 80 pounds right now, 15 inches, and only like 10 months, 11 months.
Yeah.
All right. So look, you just said something, right? You spoke about a particular trait. Let me throw a couple traits at you, right? Because I know there's people out here pondering, oh man, I got to pick between two puppies. This one got a bigger head, the other one got a shorter back. Who do you take, shorter back or bigger head?
Like I said, it depends on what's going to move your program forward.
Don't give me depends. Shorter back or bigger head? Pick one. Who do you prioritize?
It depends on what we did that breeding.
No depends. Give me black and white. Straight answer. Big head or short back? Come on, guys.
Okay, so hold on. Let me say it like this. So the head gonna give you that breed type, right? The shorter back just depending. It may mess with your anglicization. So, it just depends on what you did the breeding for. Like if we feel we got something to go with that dog down the road.
If you don't have a dog, Mike Green and Donald Gaines, you're at step 0. You're buying your first dog, and you got to pick between a big head and a short back. What do you go with? What's your priority?
I don't think we could get a dog that we knew the length of the back before it was about 16 weeks old. I would start now with, man, you just want something pleasing to the eye. To me, I would take the short back.
Okay.
The head is fairly easy thing to change.
Okay. So now I'm going to give you another scenario. You got two pups. They got everything going on except one is east-west and the other one's got an underbite. Who do you take?
Underbite.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Why?
I'm taking underbite because
you feel it's easier to fix?
East-west may be easier to fix, right?
Okay.
But does that other pup does it have the breed type? It just depends on the head shape that it has. You know what I mean? But I'll take an underbite, and we're not talking about a hand crazy underbite, a bulldog underbite. I'm talking about a level bite. You know what I mean? Like let that fit the regulation.
Yeah, less than a quarter inch.
Less than a quarter inch.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna keep pushing you. So do you take less rear angulation or do you take more of a snippy snout?
Oh boy, you tough.
Yeah. We got people out here having to pick pups, man. They need to hear from you guys, man.
I'll go for anglicization.
Yeah. Anglicization. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think we can fix that.
You're able to fix that. The angulation. You're saying you feel that is easier to fix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fair enough. Here's the last one. You take a cockeyed dog or a dog with a king tail?
Ooh.
Oh, man. Man. I think we'd have to break that book out and see who was needing a pet.
Yeah.
I can't tell you none of it. Yeah.
But the king tail, that don't really bother me. You could probably look through your pets and there was probably several kink tails involved in the creation of your perfect dog.
Yeah.
If that kink tail, see, it's hard for me to. Here's where you guys dealing with pockets who have more of a bully or bulldog influence, and where I'm dealing with XLs who have had more of everything else thrown in there at some point. We get less of an incidence, I would dare to say, of a kink tail. I attribute the kink tail more to a bullier trait. Rather than a pit or mastiff or anything else out there. So I feel that maybe when the blood gets a little too tight, that's when these things start popping up.
Yeah.
But I can definitely see where you're coming from. Now let me ask you real quick: what do you guys feed your dogs? What are you feeding right now?
I'm feeding a kind called Next Level. It's from the makers of what is Next Level?
I don't know who
the teal bag. I don't know. It's called Next Level. It's really good. I've had a lot of good luck with it. It's a 30-20 dog food. Man, just love the stools. Love that the dogs love it. and we supplement it with raw, chicken breast, chicken thighs, chicken wings. Uh,
Okay.
Yeah.
just try to keep it interesting for them, keep them eating, and you see some dogs that are, man, you tried everything, and then I know you need to go to the raw diet, and it kind of fixes everything. But
Yeah.
if you get a dog that maintains well, that ain't everybody's bag, but
Sure. I mean, I
uh,
get it. There's time that you got a lot to it. You got to grind bones if you got pups, that
Yep.
sort of thing. We got Bama Elite, right? Saying, so Mike, on the photography side of things, right? This is aimed at Mike. Do
Yeah.
you shoot with a mirrorless camera? And what gimbal do you use for your video? Talk to us. How do you stabilize that picture?
So yes, I shoot with a mirrorless. I switched over to the mirrorless probably 5 years ago, something like that. And I've been through all the manufacturers, all the top manufacturers like Panasonic, Sony, even Nikon, the Z series. Out of them, the best I think the Sony A7 IV seemed to
Okay.
be the better camera. Right
Okay.
now, right now we're on the Panasonics. They're better for video. So they shoot 6K raw. It can do 6K raw external. It can do 6K in 6K open gate is called. So that's the new thing. Open gate when it uses the whole sensor. Um, your
Okay.
normal mirrorless camera will not use the whole sensor. It don't matter 4K, 6K, 8K, whatever it may be. It don't use it unless it says open gate. So open gate use that whole sensor, and I'm able to get vertical crops without
Okay.
tilting my camera, or I can do 17 by 9s. You know what I
And,
mean? Or
and what are
16
you
by
doing? What are you doing as far as gimbal, or is it just straight tripod and you just
no,
keep it on a
no.
still shot?
So what make the Panasonic so great is that it's like six. What is it? It's 6-axis stabilization. But then I use a gimbal. I use a DJI Roland S2 for
Okay, I
that.
used that one as well in the past.
Yeah,
Kind of,
and
kind of cumbersome because it's big, along with the camera, depending on the lens you got on it. And I've had
right.
the Sony A7 as well.
Yep.
Um, yeah, definitely, man. These are tips, guys. If you're listening to this, you want to write it down.
So
These are tips. Go ahead.
whenever you're doing your dog photography, if you go to manual settings, you set your shutter speed to 400 to 500. Get your f-stop if you want a low shadow depth of field.
Yes, sir.
You get a prime lens, or you get a lens that'll shoot. The prime lenses will go down lower; they're faster. So like the 1.4
Hmm.
up to 2.8. You know what I mean? But so that's gonna give you a shadow depth of field. Say you want, but you shoot at 500, shoot at a low f-stop, probably about 2.8, and then yeah,
All right,
ISO.
Mike. All right, Mike. You got people blinking. You got people looking at the camera and
Oh,
just, what is he
yeah,
talking about? They're
yeah,
just
ISO.
blinking. They're
Yeah,
just
ISO. You
blinking,
want
bro.
to keep it at between 100 and 400, and then
Listen,
shoot in
I
the
got
morning
some
or
people.
shoot in the evenings.
I got some people here wanting to ask some questions.
look,
Derek Hall, have you ever done any inbreedings, or are you mostly doing outcrosses?
So, like I said before, man, to me, like the bullies created the style of dog that we're doing is already created. And I know a lot of people talk about rears or what you pick, the fronts or whatever, and people try to add different traits to the dog, and we look at the complete dog. That's what we do because we're in the show ring. But I think that the breed is already created, and we're just putting those pieces together. Now, say
Okay.
phase one is bringing them bloods in here to get into our outcrosses, but a dog that we'll get, I mean, our outcrosses, our inbreedings, but the dogs that we normally use, like the male gonna have to shine or evenly with our female,
Okay.
because we got females that are pretty strong. So
Right.
that dog has to be inbred already. It has to be line bred real good. Then we'll match that up because we just got all of Raul's work from him inbreeding and line breeding, and we breeded our female, and now we got all that work right here. We got that to work with, and then on however we want to incorporate and bring these bloods in for us to start our own.
yeah, and
So,
the only time I would ever consider inbreeding,
okay.
father daughter, I, it would have to be after at least one total outcross.
Okay. Fair enough. That's fair enough, which leads to this question. Derek Hall is asking, what's the highest COI or coefficient of inbreeding you have ever produced on a pup? Was that pup a super producer? It could be a male or female, or did it really matter?
I'll try to take a shot at that.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't learn anything about COI until, several breedings into it. We were lucky whenever we met friends that were into it, and they could look at what we'd done and they could kind of tell us why we had success. And now we've learned from it, and man, we try to keep it at, I don't know. We'd like to live between 10 and 20, probably for the COI. And there's some great dogs that would be super producers, but are you gonna? I just don't like the risk. I like having a healthy litter of a bunch of pups, and then we seek out where the match goes.
But would you say you're against inbreeding, or would you say inbreeding is just a natural tool within breeding? At some point, you have to outcross. At some point, you got to line breed. And depending if you do line breeding in 2 generations in a row, you may not have to inbreed. But there are some that may have to. Are you totally against it, or do you feel it's a tool that's there that can be used when necessary?
I think your expertise needs to be very high. I don't think inbreeding is an experimentation process
for anybody. For anybody to do or try.
But there's some I think, oh man, it's necessary. It's probably created some great dogs. Have been really tight bred, but I don't think that you get your first bully and say, I'm gonna breed to it daddy, and that's all you know.
That's Bad Betty.
That was Betty.
I know her here from this shot. I just don't know her from a full blown. No, that's not her. Obviously, that's
Juggernaut. That's who we bred her to create
Foking Juggernaut.
Foking's Juggernaut. And,
that's the breeding y'all just done, right? You're talking about all the
they're a year old.
Pups you got the pictures of.
They're a year old.
The pups are a year old on that breeding, but so on that breeding, if you go back, show both them pictures again.
Yep, Juggernaut.
All right. So look at him. Now switch to Betty. Now, if you had a side profile of Betty, you can look at the phenotypes and they're similar. Go back to Juggernaut.
Yeah. Okay. So he's got a short back. I love the musculature at the withers. He's got a bull bulge in the neck area. Definitely a perfect stop muzzle. I mean,
yes.
Neither dog is lacking.
No dog is lacking. So that's when we're pairing and matching up. This is what we're talking about right here.
No. Most definitely. I mean, there's no question in this. But I will say there's a lot of people out here that are either new or have already put their resources on a pup that are lacking somewhere. And sometimes you have to make those hard decisions, man, because it's not always Juggernaut and Bad Betty. Don't get me wrong. You got it to work to that point. But there must have been a point in time where you had to build it up before you could actually go that particular route.
So you're talking about somebody else or us?
Yeah, no, I'm asking you questions of what you're prioritizing on the body, because there's people watching and listening that are trying to decide between a big head or a short back, and you gotta pick one or the other.
Right. So like I said, when I got Betty was a balanced dog already, and when we decided to do the Juggernaut breeding, we love the Rocco stuff. We love the what Rocco bring in Grim. So that's a Grim son. It's a 2-time Rocco. So that's another Betty daughter right there.
That's off that
the
breeding.
Same breeding.
That's a pup off that breeding.
And that pup right there was 4 months.
But that picture. Wow.
In that picture. Yeah. So you can see the chest, the bone, the bull. You can see the bulldog, of course, but that's breed type.
No lack of breed type anywhere. Who's this?
That's Champion Tugboat. That's who we bred Betty to.
That's who we have pups off of them now that are 5 weeks old.
Ah, okay. So it's Tugboat and Bad Betty. So check it out, guys. They used this stud first, Juggernaut, on Bad Betty. They're absolutely right. There's nothing lacking on the female or the male, for that matter, and they're just pretty much just stacking perfection on top of perfection. And then to top it off, they're bringing in this big boy. What were you looking at in this boy? He seems to have a lot of mass for his size. Talk to me a little bit about this dog.
So that was one of them things you see dogs running back in the backyard. So Bad Betty and him was back there running. He had everything that we were looking for in a stud.
Okay.
So we got Bass Reeves. Bass is 18 inches, 87 pounds, somewhere around there, 88 pounds. Tugboat, and he's just at 2 years old. Tugboat was 14 months.
He's maybe 11 months in that picture that you got.
Maybe 11 months there and like 18 inches, 90 pounds. In that picture, he's 97 now. So he had all the bone. He had the head, 26-inch head. He had the neck, the shoulders. And
Wow.
Matter of fact, we're going to show you some of the pictures. He got the short back, got the big rear. So it was no need for us to go get a stud out the yard. Now, we had people we were collabing with, and we looked at, and we like, hey, you know what? This will be a first in-house breeding. So we created Tugboat, and Donald created Bad Betty. Both Gaines Bullies, we bred them together, and now we got Gaines Bullies in that pit down the line.
We knew Betty. We knew what she'd produced in the past, which was 3 grand champions in 1 litter.
Yeah,
and you know, Tugboat, man, he just a different animal.
Look what Coach Karen wrote. He's tugging more than boats.
Hey, that boy pretty agile, man.
Yeah.
He had one of the big dudes light on his feet, man. But he's about 97 pounds right now.
Good deal. Talk to me real quick. How much time are you guys spending on stacking? When they're pups, give me, say, at 3 months, how much time a day, how many days a week are you working on stacking? And then at 6 months, does that come down? Does it go up? And then talk to me about at a year's time frame.
All right. So puppies, they probably on the stack box. So at this age right here, 5 weeks, we'll have them on the stack box probably less than a minute. And we just building confidence in the stack box, getting in the correct position. Of course, they're not strong enough to hold that position too long. And then, but it's getting confidence, and we imprinting the stacking, the position. We want to be able to have weight on all 4 feet. You got to have the weight balance on all 4 feet. A lot of dogs, lean forward or light on 1 foot. But we want to get that balance so they know that. And probably about 5 months, it's all groundwork. Now, the groundwork, by this time, the puppy's tails are wagging. We're looking for the tail wagging and that they're happy. Anytime, we never got frustrated with the dogs. Anytime you get frustrated, just stop what you're doing. Don't even try to stack. You know what I mean? You've been playing with the dog too much. If you play with them too much, then they just want to play. But if you start early, they know that time right there is fun. That's Tugboat brother. I think that was at 7 months.
Wow. Okay.
But they it's imprinted. So by 5 months, they're on the ground doing groundwork, and just keeping the dog happy, doing the groundwork, and that may last. It might be a 30-minute session because you're doing walking.
Wow, 30 minutes.
A session. That's gating, like in the show environment.
Okay.
Like you do it down and back, then stack. You walk around, then stack. Down and back, stack. Walk around, stack. And that may last 30 minutes. So then, as they get older, it gets easier for them where you can snap your finger and they just stack, right?
Oh, y'all got to look at this. Y'all got that blue female back there. I've been seeing. She's a good-looking girl too. Go ahead, show it off, man. I definitely want to see you guys do this live. I want you guys to see it, man. This no faking the funk right here. Yeah.
Is it too far?
No, push the stack box closer to you, Mike.
Whatever you think.
Closer to me?
Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. So we can see the paws.
Can you see? Let's see. We'll do a front stack. So here's a puppy. You got food. You got something to treat him. So we're gonna bait him. Here you go. So now, what you get these puppies used to be in touch while they're in this position. And so now you want to get this arm, get his shoulders over his feet. So here we go. So I'm watching that, and then you just make the adjustment. But you're constantly touching this puppy, so he used to being touched, the paws being touched.
Okay.
And then we're looking at like the stop. Here you go. You know how that head sit, the neck, the shoulder. Let me get it back over his shoulders. So about right there.
Man, you could see so much of this pup, man. The breed type on this pup is off the freaking charts. How old is this puppy?
5 weeks.
He's 5 weeks.
Yesterday. He's born on Easter.
Yeah, Easter baby.
Jesus Christ.
In the middle of him doing that, you want to just constantly touch him. Even if you're not doing nothing, ears, head, constantly touch them to make sure they stay in that position.
Yeah, you're not staring at the treat, not
look
staring at the mouth.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get bit sometime because they got sharp little razors. But you just
now I'll start working to try to get their head level like this now.
Okay. There you go.
So that's what I want. So my fingers under the chin, keeping them balanced. I'm checking the weight that they have on these all 4 feet. So that's one of the pups. Here you go.
I brought him because he doesn't get much attention. He's the smallest male, he's not small at all.
He's
the smallest because it's all about this. You know what gets me, man? It's all about the size, man. I mean, honestly, if your camp is lacking breed type and you're passing on this pup because of size, you're just a freaking idiot. Yeah. I mean, there's just no way around it. There's no way around that, man. I mean, come on, man. Let's keep it real. I mean, that boy, just looking at him, it's like a mango ripened falling off the tree right there in front of you.
He's solid, man. He's solid.
Yeah. Good stuff, man.
But that's why we did the breeding. You know what I mean? We looked at Tugboat. We know what he was as a puppy. We knew what Bad Betty was as a puppy. They matched up. Phenotypes was close. And you know, it was the bone, everything was there, and we got good results off of it.
So Mike, we got a question for you.
Yes.
And I know I sent you a couple bottles of it. Derek Hall is asking, do you guys use Nuvet?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna add to that question.
Yes.
Have you seen any type of results with it?
Yes. Yes. In the coat, we had a dog. Here you go. This is a bigger boy.
Ooh-wee. Look at that thing, man. It looks like a little black bear.
Got a wide back. So he's
look
built
at the
like
hawk. Look at the parallel hawk on this little thing. Only 5 weeks old.
You see that the pasturage. So that's what that Nuvet does. And Donald grind this up in the mush.
Yeah.
He grind up the Nuvet in the mush.
Excellent. How soon are you giving it to them?
In the mush.
Yeah.
Immediately when they go in the mush.
When the mush starts, maybe at 3.5 weeks.
So
Jeremiah just said, show that blue female pup, Gaines.
Why that female don't want to show her. I'll show her though. But, we don't want nobody to see that one.
Yeah.
Come on, bring her. Let's show her, man. Let's show her. Number love, man. Number love. So
some of the things we don't show, man. We got things tucked away, man.
Oh, okay. All right, man. You got to respect that. Listen.
We're going to bring her out, though. We're going to bring her out. Y'all can maybe see her tonight.
With the Nuvet, man, so you're seeing stronger pasterns.
Stronger pasterns. I had a dog with weak pasterns. First, usually all our dogs have pretty strong pasterns. I mean, they got real good pasterns, but this one particular pup, it didn't have. That was the only one we had that didn't have strong pasterns. But man, I'm gonna show you her. She's a beast. I actually kept her. But she is a gorilla, and I got her tucked away right now. I'm not letting people see her.
Okay. I like that.
You want to see a bear?
Let me see it.
Really important thing about stack box training there. Get them interested in the bait before you making them stand on 3 legs and trip. And if you don't get them, if she's not interested in this bait, I don't know if I'm going to keep going. I'm going to make her love this bait before I try to ask her to stand up there.
Okay.
That's at a 5-week-old puppy.
Yeah.
Look at this. Oh my goodness.
So I'm going to show you this thing.
Look at the thickness on this.
She is crazy. Look at that rear. This
Wow.
girl's crazy.
Yeah. And when you get the bigger pups in the litter, sometimes
There you go.
they're a week away from the smaller pups as far as ability to hold themselves up, and they're just so big. They're like a big, 200-pound sixth grader.
Let me get over her shoulder. There we go.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at the neck on this. Oh
Yeah.
man.
This is a girl that so this is the type of female you want to get if you want to create size in your bullies. You
For
need
sure.
a big female. She kind of not.
She's not into it too much, but it's all good, man. She's showing flashes, man.
Well,
She's showing-
we just woke her up, and she just ate twice in the last 3 hours.
But-
yeah.
Good thick rear, great. Look at this neck right here. Come all the way down these shoulders.
Look
This
at the
girl's
coat,
up.
man.
Yeah.
This girl's size of tugboat. She
Yeah,
ain't about
she's like that.
17 inches, probably maybe a 85, 90-pound female.
Yeah. No, I mean this is wow. That's just a phenomenal specimen what you're showing there. And I love the fact that here's the thing I really love, man. You guys actually look at that. Oh man, I'm falling in love with her, man. You're telling me over here, Mike.
Look at her head, bro.
Man.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
man. I mean, what I love about you guys, man, and this is what I've been preaching from day one, bro. These guys are not afraid of competition. They're showing you how to do it, man.
Man.
They're
No,
sharing it with you. They ain't got something to hide. They ain't got nothing to hide.
That's why we put all the dogs on video. So if anybody follow me on Facebook, they know I drop a video a day or 2 times a day if I feel. It's just our dogs running around and at the house eating out of dog bowl. Like we don't hide nothing, and then we train. So you're asking about as they get older. Think about if you're training to go to an NFL game to play. I mean,
Exactly.
The training is intense. So I do.
Yes.
We both do it. We do a mile gating at gate. So we building the dogs for. There's other things we do. I'm just saying that's one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're at gate speed for a mile, right? So we
For a mile.
For a mile, gate speed
When they're ready.
when they're ready. When they're
How
ready,
old are they ready? How old are they ready? 6 months, a year?
about 6, 7 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get and it's just right when they get in the gate. You don't want to walk them. You don't want them. You want to keep that gate because you're working on the cord. They're not sniffing, playing around. It's not no light walk. It's a gate.
Okay.
We're training, and then they come back and they get to play.
Yeah. And that's at 6 months, but I would avoid at 6 months a lot of flirt pole, change
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah.
Their joints and ligaments are like spaghetti at that point still. And-
Yes.
But the straight medium speed walk seemed to be, it's good for all of us.
Right up their alley. And you do that on grass, or are you doing that on straight like pavement or cement?
It's all because the puppies, some of them don't like the grass on their feet. So we're in sand, we're in grass, we're on concrete.
In blacktop,
On
I
blacktop.
would avoid
Blacktop.
a real hard gravelly road.
Right.
That seemed to be the worst.
Right.
Sure.
You just take them you ain't sand, like you take the playground, but we got sand pits over here. That's another thing. We do hill work. I don't know if you've seen any videos of, they on 30-foot sand hills running on top of them. So full speed.
Hey, yeah.
But when you start getting and you go to compete against dogs that these top handlers are handling the best dogs. It's not even their dog. Like get their hands on the best dog. So it's just me and Donald and our little deal. And we training our own dogs. We're, handling our own dogs. But I grand champ of 2 dogs. And then, like he said, we produced 2 grand champions. On top of it, it was a co-own. It's West Texas Pride Bully. Scott and them, they did matter of fact, they got a dog off of you. Scott and them, they really did their thing. And then Po Boy, we got CC Alberta. She part of the squad. We pull up deep, and everybody come to compete.
Yeah.
Now, outside of the ring, hugs, smiles,
Hugs
dabs,
and kisses, man.
hugs
It's
and
like,
kiss. Inside the ring, it's focused. It's time to play.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how you raise the level for the breed altogether, is through competition, man.
We got another one.
I like that.
Hey,
I like
I'm gonna
that.
show you this big boy.
I just want you to
Oh
see
man,
this.
here they come with it. Here comes the big gun. Oh man, here comes another one.
That's a little girl.
He brought the littlest girl here.
Yeah, but I just got to show her off, man.
She was the littlest puppy out of the bunch.
She's something.
I'm gonna have to move this.
I'm gonna get her a little interested in this. Yeah.
She's more interested. Yeah.
Yes. Good girl.
Yeah. So yeah, Donald is a competitor. I'm a competitor. We did competitive sports, and Donald, a crazy basketball player, coached kids, and all of that.
Is that right, Donald? Donald, what position you played, Donald?
Man, a little anything but center, man. It was,
all right.
It was back in we was had a peach basket hung up, back in my day, but I still love the game, man.
Let me get her going.
Oh, look at the neck, man. You could just see it from. Oh man.
But yeah, this little girl, a beast, man.
Short back.
That's not a short back. That's a short back, man.
Yeah. But she got my fingers. She biting hard. But you can see she got the cranium here, the split on there, her jaw already pronounced. Right now, she looks excited.
She's beautiful, man. Everything I would like to see in a little female bully right there.
And I'm purposefully putting the ABKC anatomical chart so people can see the representation of a full-blown adult and how you can see the traits in the pup that you guys are currently stacking. I mean, it's just simply phenomenal, bro. Simply phenomenal.
There we go. She's biting my fingers, man. You got to watch the little thing.
Mike's taking one for the team right here, man.
Yeah. Man, I love what you guys are doing, man. And you're only motivating the people that are watching, and you're motivating me. You guys know, you guys I've spoken to you, Mike, several times. I'm going to come out and say it out here. We've spoken several times. We've made plans for you to show my dogs.
That's right.
And, here's the deal, man. And the fact of the matter is, Mike is tied up with Gaines. I mean, you need to take care of Gaines first. And I'm the first person that's going to respect that. And I've decided, man, very recently that I'm actually going to start taking more of an active role of putting dogs in the ring. If you are a QBN member to this channel and you live near or about the Houston area, or maybe even 2 hours from me, I'm letting you guys know I am seeking a handler or somebody that wants to learn how to handle, and I want to build it up from scratch. So if you're interested, all you got to do is download QBN app and text me directly.
So that was another thing. We needed dogs to come back after Bad Betty. And Pearl. We needed to have dogs to be able to come back in the ring, and that's where Bass and Thor came in at.
Yes.
We went the same route, went on QBN.
Bully stack off.
We already built a following on there, a lot of support. People have kept us in stack offs on there. But
man.
Yeah, Bass' debut was at 12 weeks, and he went all the way to the final. At 12 weeks. But
at 12 weeks, I remember that.
Yeah.
This boy is so crazy about the bait that you just see he's nutty about it, but man, does he have everything
show it.
We're looking for.
Yeah, he got everything. So this is what we're looking for in a possible stud. Oh man,
I got
this boy right here, man. Come here.
We got the double.
Here you go. We got a double T here, man.
He a little bear, man.
He got
Look
food
at
drive.
that.
Yeah.
Look
at that.
I mean, teach him anything with a hot dog, man.
Look at that. Is that what you're using as bait? Hot dog. I'm sure people want to know.
It's hot dog.
Tomorrow it'll be cheese.
You mix it up. Okay, I like it.
Yeah, you mix it up.
All right. You don't want them getting bored or anything like that, man.
So you talk about temperaments. You see how his food drive is, what you call it? See that tail straight up in the air?
Yes.
This dog right here already showing a lot of confidence.
Exactly.
We didn't show you the rest of the dogs, but I'm going to turn this front so everybody can see.
Check it out, guys. You're learning from the best right here. Straight up.
Let me put him down. I want to see this chest on him. Can you see
Look
that?
at that, man. Come on, man. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, man. You just
I think we're gonna have to come up with a name pretty soon, Ro.
yeah, I think Hercules or something to that extent is in order, man.
We lean to the females, man. We want them, and we kept 6 off of that Betty Juggernaut. Betty is about 68 pounds at her best, and her 1-year-old daughters are already in the 70s, 72. Muscle, great top lines. I mean, they're great dogs.
Would you say your program, something I meant to ask you earlier, my program, for example, I always favor females, and people are like, why you always favor females? Well, I got my own reasons why, right? I'm not right or wrong. We just do things our way. Your program, if you had to say you favor one or the other, which would it be?
Females. Donald, females. Here you go.
Okay. Yeah. What was the question, Ro?
The question is, would you say you favor more males or females in your yard?
I have several females. You know, that's really all I had. And you know, with the breeding situation, you know, females can get in a little tussle every once in a while. But, you know, the ones we have are really, really good. I hadn't had a male until Tugboat.
Okay.
And man, I just fell in love with him, man. He's so slow to the punch compared to the females. They're in your face, and he laid back unless it's pheromones in the air.
But is there a particular reason in your breeding program you favor females? Like me, for example, I feel that the female also comes with the metabolic DNA, right? And I feel that they're the ones that set more of how the puppy's going to burn calories, and that's going to determine a lot as to whether you're going to get a girthier pup, a lighter pup, a more athletic pup. Do you favor females because of that particular reason, or is it just simply temperamental?
No, I think that the females are they're gonna have more say so in what kind of pups you get. You know, you just take 2 outcross dogs. The female's probably gonna influence more than the male. I love having the females around. I like seeing dogs that I know are gonna develop into good. And you know, having the females is not for everybody. I have time to have litters, and I have time to whelp litters. So, you know, the more litters we have, the more I'm doing my thing, and that's why I favor the females. But
the males, you can create your own male.
Yeah,
you can create your own male. I'll just say that.
But theoretically, you can create your own female. No.
No.
Well,
I'm saying you start from scratch. Right?
Okay.
I started with Bad Betty.
Yes, sir.
Right? And out of Bad Betty, we got 3 grand champions. And then it's looking like, I mean, you've seen this litter right here, right? So it's looking like there's several champions or even grand champions in this litter. And 3 males came out phenomenal. You know what I mean? I think they all look great. And if I didn't have Baz, or we didn't have Thor or Coltrane or Thor, we didn't have them dogs, like, I mean, we could have took one of them.
We were going to be more proud of a stud that other people were using for their yard if his name was Gaines Bully something. We were slow to just say, we'll keep this male, and he's, you know, his name wasn't Gaines Bully. So, you know, we set a goal. We're competitors. You know, we started out with great stock from Alex Ferraro and Nate Vest. Mm-hmm. We used their stud with the work that they had done, and now we want to kind of put our own slant on it. You know,
for sure.
But that in creating the male is where we were.
Yeah, we was in create. So when you came and visited on that visit you did and interview, you asked us about stud, and that Bass Reeves was it. We did the breeding to create a stud, and Bass was it.
Bass Reeves was it at the time. And since then, now Tugboat is another one of your creations that you guys are keeping. Right. And so this is how your kennel is evolving, right? You're now evolving. The point, I'm sure there's going to be a point in time where either you're going to have to stop taking in males, or if you take in another male, you're going to have a hard decision in your hands sooner than later. It's just this is breeding. That's what it is.
Yep. You're correct.
We have a question by BXK. What advice do you have for someone going to handle their dog in the show ring for the first time?
Oh man.
Somebody needs to wake up.
So it's not that bad as a show. What the good thing about the community, especially the show community, everybody in there gonna help you. They're gonna know it's your first time. You know, they can tell going in there, and you're gonna have help all around you. They're gonna build your confidence up, and then as you get into go from show 1 to 4, you're gonna be seasoned in there. You're gonna I ain't gonna say season, but you'll be able to open up, and that's gonna break the ice for you. And it's just repetition, going over it, and then once you leave that ring, you know you understand. It's real simple. Stacking the dog, understand what that stack position is, walking down and back, making sure your dog is on the center of the carpet, not you. And then walking around the ring one time at the gate. Understand what a gate is, right? So once you got your gate down and back and gate around the ring and know how to stack your dog, get to a point to where you can free stack your dog, where you ain't even got to touch it, like Power, free stack king. But
Oh, you talking about Fireball,
Fireball,
Fireball, free stack king.
Yeah.
Boy, crazy. That boy right there, crazy.
Yeah.
That's a stack of food right there. But I put my hands on him and I went to work with him, man, and I'm like,
that was crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, that was crazy, bro. That was 5 minutes, and you had dude doing whatever you wanted him to do. It was an amazing experience for me.
And the biggest thing, like you just being nervous in the ring, or is the dog. I think the dogs that perform the best is those dogs that are loved on the most. That's your house dog. Them dogs, to me, perform better than any dog out there because
confidence.
They're so confident in there. They with you, and you're going to do better than a handler. I'm gonna tell you now. If you connect with your dog and you out walking your dog, that dog gonna show off for you. He gonna be looking at you, just smiling while you go around the ring. Head gonna be up, the tail gonna be wagging. I'm talking about you. You gonna, man, you just gonna connect with your dog so much. And I think that taking our dogs out now I got multiple dogs, 5 dogs. We're in a house now. We're no longer in the apartment, but what it does is it give me time to connect with the dogs that we take out. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this dog, we can spend more time with them. You know, they get the hamburgers, they get the extra treatment. You know.
Yeah, and when you go to a show, it's not like what you see on TV. I mean, there's so much love in the bully community. You know, all registers we show in BRC, ABKC,
USBR, ABKC.
Yeah, and
DRC.
Man, you go there and there's so much love for a first-time handler. I mean, they're like, man, everybody's wanting to help you. I went once just to watch. But had I gone to show, man, so many people are encouraging. So don't think it's something that's for others. You know, it's for you.
Tell you what, I'm gonna pin you against the wall. I'm gonna ask you a hard question. I'm gonna make an announcement, and then we're gonna boogie on out of here. All right. But you guys want to hear everything I'm about to say, because before we boogie on out of here, when I pin you to the wall and I make the announcement, I think you guys want to hear this, right? So I'm going to pin you to the wall. You got 3 seconds, each one of you. All right? Who is your strongest competitor?
You in the ring or the dog?
In the ring. In the ring.
Shit, Hannah. Hannah and Cece, them two.
Devin
Ferrara, another one.
Yeah.
I said one. Give me one.
Okay.
They all, golly, they all equal. You can't say one.
You guys can't give me a straight answer. I'm asking one person. Come on, man.
Hey, Christopher Nightingale, Jonathan.
Yeah, man, there's so many good ones.
These guys are so humble, man. They just, I have 20. I'm asking for one. All right.
Yeah. When you get to that, up to that level, champion, grand champion, that's who you see. You seeing the best of the best.
Well, listen, I did say I was about to make an announcement, and I'm glad I got these 2 gentlemen on here because these 2 gentlemen are going to they're going to be co-hosts with me on Mondays when we go live going forward, right? So you're just not getting my perspective, my American Bully XL perspective. You're getting their expertise and their perspective as to everything that we're going to be talking about. You already know they may agree with me on something. They may disagree with me on something. I've had Mike curse me over the phone.
Yeah.
All right. It's just the way it is. And so I'm really happy to have you guys coming on with me every Monday at 8. I think it's going to be phenomenal. We're going to be bringing in guests. We're going to be pinning people up against the wall, like I like to say. And, it's just going to lead to very good discussion that I feel is going to end up educating those of you that are interested to learn and improve this amazing breed we call the American Bully. Without further ado, let me bring my dude from the back, Hollywood. Hollywood. Start
What's
it
up,
off.
fellas?
What's up, homeboy?
It's your boy Hollywood hollering, your boy in the back of the queue, and we're catching you on the next one.
All right, guys, you gotta make it funky like that. You gotta make it funky like that. Give me your outro.
Oh, hey, this is Mike Green and
Donald Gaines. We'll see you Monday. I just found out about that right now.
I already agreed to it.
Do you guys know how to Dougie or something? Do y'all know how to break dance? How to Dougie? Something.
Yeah.
Give me something. Make it pop.
Oh man, we don't know. We how do you say that? Gangsters don't dance. They just
All right, fair enough, man. Give me an outro. Come on, make it funky.
Hey,
10-4, don't lay your meatloaf. See you next Monday.
I love it, man. I love it. Listen up, guys. We're going to be having fun Mondays at 8. Make sure to tune in. Ben Raul from the Q, catching you on the next one.